John, any further reflections on the West Brom game?
Yeah, we watched the game back Sunday evening and then reported back to all the boys on Tuesday, and very, very similar thoughts after the game. I think lots of positives to take from it, but also a big dose of realism I think that we need to take into the next game, which is we're not doing quite enough to draw games or win games at the moment, and there's a lot of fine margins that not necessarily aren't going away. Some things aren't going away, but things that we're just not making happen for ourselves. So the first goal is a perfect example of that. We just switch off for half a second, and sides at this level are going to punish you. And it seems like whenever we do make those mistakes, we're getting punished with some really good finishing and some really good attacking play. And these are all things that we have to make sure that we're switched on to come Saturday.
What work needs to be done to start getting those wins and those draws that you mentioned?
I think plenty on both sides of the coin. We need to defend a bit better than we're defending at the moment. A lot of it's just about being half a yard off and just switching off in really important moments, and the second part of it is putting the ball in the back of the net. Probably Saturday was the most encouraged I've been by an attacking display, especially in that first 45 minutes. Thought we created a lot. West Brom had to defend really well, and we should have put the ball in the back of the net at least once. So we have to be a bit more ruthless and a bit more clinical, but we're going to continue to build on the things that we've been working on and make sure that we do put in a good display at the weekend.
How have the squad reacted to Sunday, and in terms of sort of wanting to put that behind them and move on to the next one?
Yeah, very similar to what I said there, and I keep reeling out the same line, but I wanted positivity coming in on Tuesday morning, which we got, but I did want that realism as well, and I wanted an understanding of where we are as a squad, an understanding of where we are as a team within the league. And it's still early days, and we've had a tough start, and there's a lot of things that have gone against us in terms of injuries, and we've got to deal with those. We've got to deal with those things a lot better, and the league's not going to wait for anyone. We've got another really tough opponent coming up at the weekend, and we've got to be ready for that.
The game was on Sunday. We've got a long trip on Friday going up to Burnley as well. So how are the lads physically?
Yeah, they're in a good spot. It's one day less than it usually would be, and that's absolutely fine. The boys are used to playing Saturday, Tuesday games. There's a lot fewer games this year than there were last year, so the physical side of it's no issue.
Managed to get some minutes in the lads yesterday as well with that friendly that reported in the press against Havant. How was that? Did you get everything out of that you wanted to?
Yeah, we just played 30 minutes against a Havant side that Sean North brought along, which was really good of him. We needed the minutes. We needed players to play in a relatively competitive game, which it was, and I thought that was really useful. So albeit we set it up at the training ground with proper referees and a proper opposition, and we got a good run out. So there's lots of lads coming back from injury that need the minutes, and also players that just need to play because they've had decent enough pre-seasons, but they haven't had the game time.
What does the rest of the week look like now for the lads?
They're off tomorrow, and then we are back in on Friday for our last bits of preparation against Burnley, and then we're going to travel up Friday afternoon.
And in terms of Burnley, what are you expecting from those? A side relegated from the Premier League and another tough opponent for us.
Yeah, and they've had to shuffle a few things around. Lost a couple of players in the transfer window, but they've brought a couple in as well. And I think they've got some really promising attacking talent in there. And I think if there's one thing that we know about Scott Parker is how good a coach he is, and how many sides he's had that are successful at this level. So we're fully expecting a really, really difficult game against an opponent who went and beat Leeds at the weekend at Ellen Road. But these are the sort of games I think we relish, and we're going to really try and make a good game of it. We're going to go up there and attack the game and make sure that we put our best foot forward.
What do you want to see from your side on Saturday?
I think plenty of aggression, plenty of attacking intent, both aggression on the ball and aggression off the ball as well. Attacking intent, a lot of bravery, and probably just the final bits of quality in those defensive moments and also in the attacking moments to really make sure that we do make the most of that opportunity.
And just finally, what's the latest on the injury front?
We didn't pick up any fresh injuries from the weekend, so Cassini's had a scan. It's not too bad, and he clinically is presenting okay, so we expect Cass to miss this weekend. We'll have to. I think it's one of those we're sort of viewing day to day at the moment, but it's not a disaster. Maybe going to be a couple of weeks with a groin strain. It happened on the last kick of the warm up at the weekend, so that was a really unfortunate one. Shocks we're going to test on Friday and see where he is, and I think if not this weekend, then definitely for the Sheffield United game. It's been a really frustrating one, and he's as frustrated as anyone as well, because he wants to get back and he wants to get playing. So it's just that balance between getting things right and making sure that with a tricky injury like he's got, we don't risk anything overly. Ibane had his surgery a couple of days ago, really went well. Everything is good there. He's staying away for a week or so, and then he'll be back in the training ground. And Colby's coming along nicely in terms of the rehab that he's got, and anyone that's been around the training ground would have seen him running around the pitches.
Just finally, I'm going to have one more on Tom McIntyre and Regan Paul. Are they where you want them to be now in terms of back ready for selection?
I think certainly with Tom, he's now had a game under his belt, which is brilliant. With Regan, whether he's where we want him to be or not, I think he's done absolutely everything he possibly can. I think just game time is the one that's going to help him at the moment. That's why he played in the game yesterday. It's why we brought him on the other day to get in that game time. So I think there's still a bit of a way to go. I think before we get Regan to where we need him to be, but he's in a really good position at the minute.